Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Good evening, ma'am. Today I will explain the article that I used to, and the title is Reviewing the Role of Culture in English Language Learning: Challenges and Opportunities for Educators by Kazi Imran Hossein. And before we enter for the material, let me introduce myself. My name is Febi Hardin from English Department Semester 3. And here we go. First is about introduction. Language learning in today's globalized world is profoundly influenced by diverse cultural, linguistic, and technological factors. The interconnectedness of cultures and the widespread use of technology have transformed language education, offering both challenges and opportunities to educators while navigating through this ever-changing terrain. Educators should not just recognize the impact of this element but also use them to improve the language learning journey. Cultural diversity is defining characters of language classrooms with learners representing a broad spectrum of linguistic and cultural background. Embracing this diversity is crucial for fostering inclusive and effective language learning environments. This involves not only recognizing the variety of languages spoken but also appreciating the richness that the diverse cultural perspective bring to the learning process. Acknowledging and valuing this diversity lay the foundation for meaningful and respectful cross-cultural interaction within the classroom. Um, the second is the problem formulation. Uh, there are two questions that I got. That is, the first is, what is the comprehensive role of culture in English language learning, and how does culture affect how people learn English? And next is the research objective. This research aims to comprehensively examine the role of culture in English language learning, identifying how culture influences the learning process, exploring the challenges educators face in integrating cultural perspective into their teaching methods, and uncovering opportunities to create inclusive and effective learning environments that consider cultural diversity. Ultimately, the research seeks to provide practical recommendations for educators to implement learning strategies and methods that effectively incorporate cultural aspects, contributing to a deeper understanding of cultural role in language acquisition and fostering more effective and inclusive teaching practice. Next is about benefit of this research. There are three benefits that I got from the research. The first is enhanced understanding of cultural role, provide a deeper understanding of the complex and multifaceted role of culture in English language learning, moving beyond simply recognizing difference to understanding their impact on the learning process. Second is increased awareness. Raise awareness among educators and the wider community about the importance of culture in English language learning and the need for culturally sensitive pedagogical approaches. And the third is empower learners. Ultimately, this research aims to empower learners from diverse cultural backgrounds to become more confident and competent English language users, better equipped to navigate the complexities and globalized world of a globalized world. And okay, we move to the next material about previous research. As you can see on the PPT, that is I do uh, compare the first article and the new article so that you can see the similarity on the old article and the new article. The first article, the title is Teaching and Assessing Intercultural Communicative Competence by Brian M. 1997. The similarity with this article is emphasis on cultural awareness. Both articles strongly emphasize that the importance of cultural awareness in English language learning. The second is addressing cultural misunderstandings. Both articles recognize the potential for cultural misunderstandings to hinder effective communication and learning. And also there is the differences of from the old article and the new article. The first one is focus on critical cultural awareness. First article focuses more on cultural sensitivity and understanding, emphasizing respect for diverse cultural background, while the second article places a strong emphasis on critical cultural awareness and the development of a critical cultural awareness. And the second difference is integration of technology. The first article mentioned the use of adaptive technology for personalized language learning, highlighting the potential of technology to cater to individual learning needs. The, while the second article doesn't explicitly address the role of technology in intercultural competence development, and the result from the new article and the old article is both articles contribute valuable insight into the role of culture in English language learning, while they share a common emphasis on cultural awareness and the importance of intercultural competence. They differ in their specific focus and depth of analysis. The second article provides sorry. The second article provides a more nuanced and comprehensive framework for understanding intercultural competence, while the first article offers more practical recommendation for educators. And we move to the another previous research from second article. The title is Dual Language Education from Lindholm and Larry KJ in 2009. As you can see here, there is similarity and differences from the old and new article. The similarity is shared goal. Both articles advocate for a more inclusive and culturally responsive approach to English language learning. They recognize the importance of incorporating cultural awareness and intercultural competence into teaching practices. And different is role of technology. The first article highlighted the role of technology in a changing language learning, particularly in fostering intercultural communication and providing personalized learning experience. The second article doesn't explicitly address the role of technology in dual language programs, focusing more on traditional approaches. And the second is target audience. The first article seemed geared towards a broader audience of educators, researchers, and policymakers. Interested in the integration of culture in English language learning, English language teaching. The second article is more specific, targeting educators and administrators involved in implementing dual language program at the secondary level. And the result from the article is the both article contribute to the ongoing conversation about the role of culture in English language learning, while they share a common goal of promoting awareness and intercultural competence. They offer distinct perspectives and insights. The first article provides a broader theoretical framework for understanding the challenges and opportunities of cultural integration, while the second article focuses on the practical implementation of dual language program. And we move to the last previous research, the third article. The title is Cultural Diversity and Education Foundation, Curriculum and Teaching by Banks G.J.A. 2015. There are the similarity and differences as you can see. The first similarity is importance of intercultural competence. Both articles highlight the growing need for intercultural competence in a globalized world. The second is recognition of diverse learning backgrounds. Both articles acknowledge the increasing diversity of English language classrooms and the need to cater to learners with different linguistic and cultural background. And then the differences of the new article and old article. The first difference is depth on intercultural competence framework. The first article offers a more comprehensive framework for understanding intercultural competence, discussing its various components and how it can be developed. The second article doesn't explicitly present a framework for intercultural competence, focusing more on the practical aspect of multicultural education and its implementation. And the second difference is explicit recommendations for educators. The first article offers more explicit recommendation for educators, suggesting effective strategies for incorporating cultural consideration into teaching practices. The second article provides a more detailed overview of the history, development, and goals of multicultural education, offering practical guidelines for curriculum reform and teaching strategies. And the result from both of them is both articles contribute to the ongoing conversation about the role of culture in the education, while they share a common emphasis on cultural awareness and the importance of intercultural competence. They offer distinct perspective and insight. The first article provides a more focused analysis of the challenges and opportunity related to cultural integration in English language teaching, while the second article offers a broader theoretical and practical framework for implementing multicultural education across various education settings. And we move to the next slide is about research method. So I found here that the writer of this article uses a literature review methodology to examine the role of culture in English language learning. They do not conduct any original research or experiments, but instead synthesize and analyze exciting research and literature on the topic. And the methodology is comprehensive, analytical of exciting literature. The abstract states that the review draws on a comprehensive analysis of exciting literature and research. This indicates that the writer has reviewed a wide range of published material on the topic. The second is citation and no, 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 synthesis of findings. The writer doesn't merely present a list of findings but synthesizes the information from various sources to create a cohesive agreement about the role of culture in English language learning. The third is citation and references. Through the article, the writer cites numerous sources including books, journal articles, and other scholarly works. This demonstrates a true review of the relevant literature. And the last is practical recommendations. The article concludes with practical recommendations for educators, which are based on the insight gained from the literature review. And okay, we move to the next slide, that is the result of the material of the article that I used to research for. Uh, the literature review constantly demonstrates the significant impact of culture on English language learning. Learners' cultural backgrounds shape their motivation, learning strategies, and language proficiency, ultimately influencing their overall learning experiences. Cultural factors impact motivation, with perceived usefulness, social pressure, and cultural values influencing commitment and effort. Cultural influence also shape learning strategies, including preferred learning style, problem solving approaches, and communication styles. Furthermore, cultural factors can affect learners' acquisition of vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and pragmatic skills, impacting their overall language proficiency. Finally, culture shape learners' perception of the learning environments, interaction with teacher and peers, and overall satisfaction with the learning experience. Not the last material, but this we come to the discussion. The findings underscore the critical need for culturally sensitive pedagogy in English language teaching. Teacher must adapt approaches that acknowledge and respect learners' cultural backgrounds using culturally relevant materials. Adapting teaching methods to diverse learning style and fostering intercultural communication. Educators must also address cultural challenges such as such as language barriers, cultural misunderstanding, and differences in learning expectation. Furthermore, teachers should leverage cultural opportunities to enhance learning using authentic materials, engaging in project-based learning with cultural themes, and promoting intercultural collaboration. The review also highlighted the need for further research to explore specific cultural contexts and develop effective strategies for integrating culture into teaching practice. Now we move to the last page of my materials, that is about conclusion. The conclusion is language education in today's globalized and technologically advanced world necessitates a multi-phase approach that integrates culture, technology, and the first learning background. Embracing cultural diversity is crucial for creating inclusive and effective language learning environments. Culturally responsive teaching practice such as incorporating diverse cultural content, promoting intercultural competence, and challenging language stereotype empower learners to become confident and competent language user in a diverse and interconnected world. Okay, maybe that is for me. Thank you for your nice attention and goodbye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.